Hello everyone and welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. Last night I was doing some sightseeing through the castle, only sightseeing, not playing quests or anything, without recording, and I found these two pages. I will read them to you. Hogwarts Herbology Award in recognition of exemplary skill in the field of herbology. Hogwarts below this special award upon 7th year Hufflepuff Mirabelle Garlic, from mandrakes to mistletoe and bubble tubers to bouncing bulbs. And wherever flora has exceeded all expectations. This award can you find in the trophy room. And I also found this note. Professor Black might have suggested a ban on magic in the library. Someone has been sneaking into the restricted section, and Credissa Bloom seems to think of the library as her own personal arena in which to practice her latest incantation. It is more disruptive. One might consider peace tame by comparison to such antiques. This note you can find in the library. Okay, then today we are going to work on the main quest from the story part, Life as a Student until Professor Vic returns. I got some mails about these main quests. I will show them to you now.
Meet me in Lower Hogsfield as soon as possible. I would like to talk to you about Rookwood and Harlow, and it might be best to do so outside of the castle.
And then we are going to start with attending Herbology class. They are doing something with kites. Cool.
This looks intriguing. It looked like there was lying something here on this wall, but it were just more rocks. Ooh, but I didn't get any gear. I only got some leaping toadstools.
By the way, I read online how you can extend your gear with doing puzzles for the Merlin tasks. I will come across them later, probably in the story.
Revelio.
What did happen here?
The headmaster shows no compassion. I deserve a location that warrants pride, not one that reeks of manure.
Lumos. Revelio.
Don't think it's the delightful scent of gardenias you'll be unleashing. No, it's violently rank, and it's not me.
Yes, Professor.
Revelio.
But have you ever got him really talking about goblin rebellions? Knows everything.
There's the butterfly.
Still boring, but impressive.
Lumos.
Does Professor Black have children of his own?
I keep things clean as a whistle, but it's, oh, what's that vile stench? Oh, what is that trick doing? Oh, that
Lumos.
humiliation. House ghosts can procure rancid meat and no one says a word. One bad
That youngun's now a
Revelio.
Wonder she's not gobbled up by her own fang.
Painting of Elysius. The painting depicts the young orphan wizard Elysius, who famously saved his entire village from an army of Dementors and the dark wizard Rexidian by conjuring a mouse prototis.
Revelio.
Central Hall Fountain. This ornate fountain features intricate carved statues of Dionysus, of the magical world, including a set of stone sirens encircling the fountain base.
I wonder what animal.
This cannot possibly be as difficult as it seems.
Isn't Sebastian Sally's family from Feltham?
Off on another adventure, are we? Revelio.
Greenhouse Tree Guide Page. Situation at the center of the Hogwarts greenhouse. This giant tree has a system of roots as deep-reaching and convolution as the school dungeons. That's kind of cool.
Revelio. Good morning, Professor Garlic.
How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here. You'll need these for today's class. A little treat for your auntie. Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden. We do look forward to growing together. How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacula than the bouncing bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio. Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears. Now, everyone, grip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug. The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone. Now, for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our potting tables. You can all get started. I need to have a brief word with...
I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass.
Yes, Professor?
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
I enjoyed it.
Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm.
How kind of you. It seems you're already taking to herbology like a mandrake to fresh soil. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful! A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's fancy or roses?
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class. Well done! Once it can be harvested, your dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there, but your lead. Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself. Here we are, home of the Chinese chomping cabbage. Go on, grab a few of those cabbages. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
Press L1.
Look at that! Well, anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters. Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but... well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
I suppose they could come in handy.
I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage.
It's chaos out there. Trolls in Hogsmeade and such. You can't be above throwing a cruciferous vegetable if necessary. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
Let's take some of them for later.
And with that helpful reminder as to why we should always wear our dragon hide gloves, I shall end our lesson here.
I attended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
As am I. Plants offer so much.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you. Huh. Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
She's such a nice professor, and she looks so lovely.
Those mandrakes are really relishing their new pot. Only cost me
Okay, what's next to do? The girl from Uagadou. Or first potions class.
handy resource indeed, your field guide. Revelio.
Let's see what is now on the planning first. Potions class. Then we are going to the potions class first. And I'm going to try to look at my gear, what I still want to have, which I can throw away. Oh, let's first put out okay, and we have a lot more room there.
I sent a love letter to an old ranger.
There is here a side quest. I only want to start it. I'm not going to play it. But there she is.
Hello, Lenora. What are you looking at? Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Sorry, I was drinking a cup of tea. Are there other paintings like this here?
Are there other empty paintings like this around the school? Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
Have you learned anything about it?
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it? I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind, but I'm not sure what to do next.
Perhaps I will have a look.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing. I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
This seems to be a very quick side
Do
quest.
come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
So I think I'm going to
That must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
serve it really quickly.
Lumos.
My house broom will do me fine, I'm sure. My parents keep promising me something to make up.
Someone's bound to solve the riddle of the empty painting soon. This looks like the location from the painting. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth. I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame. Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting. You did? How?
I followed the clues.
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame. All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Amit, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
Also done a side quest. And we got this from the side quest, a cobalt regalia, a symbol for those who possess a revealment earned by solving the mystery of empty painting frames. Bookie's whole frame spectacle, lucky leopard gloves, and on top of glass scarf. Did we have all the... Yes. Oh, but we didn't activate the pad to potions class.
Maybe Aura's or someone from the ministry guarding the school.
Professor Black would never allow that.
Revelio.
Completely incompetent, which he is.
What's down here? A loosened cream lock scarf.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As 5th years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wiggenweld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin. Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients. Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous. I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir. Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your Herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time round.
My parents considered keeping me home from school this year after the rumors of a goblin rebellion. Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
You heard correctly.
He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion.
Brilliant! You, my friend, have been presented with an extraordinary opportunity. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
I'm not sure that is a good idea.
I don't know, Gareth. I don't want to get on Sharp's bad side.
You won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Sharp won't even miss it.
I will get you further.
Very well. I'll bring you a Fwooper feather.
Brilliant! Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Remember, precision is key when brewing potions.
whirlwind hexagonal spectacles.
Could not be that color, Miss McDowell.
Here's the Fupa feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you! This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Adurus potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
Sorry, I was drinking my cup of tea.
Should you chop the Didney or crush it? The wrong answer could result in the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and... That's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah! Get it! Gravity time! What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor. Again. Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
I brewed an Edurus potion, as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend.
Taking responsibility for one's actions does go a long way with me. I shall assume that you've learnt a lesson. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all. I think each of us has had enough excitement for one day. Class is dismissed.
Revelio.
Can't get ourselves into some trouble. If I haven't personally met you at the end of term, I can tell you
That's the last time I had a potion idea that I don't write down.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
There it is. Statue of Gregory the Sarmi. The statue with an engraving grin depicts the medieval wizard Gregory the Sarmi. The wizard famous for inventing Gregory's Enthusiast Unction, a potion that makes the drinker believe whoever gave them the potion is their best friend.
Revelio.
Oh, and I started new quest. The girl from Uagadou. Oh, and here's a door. I've kind of found out how this door actually works. This is a 0 and this is a 9, and those are all the things between it. So no. So we need, this one is 2. And then we have 11, that makes 13. And we are 8 short. And 8 is a spider. So we roll this to the spider. And then we have here this thing, and this is five. And then we have this one, what is 9. 5 and 9 are 14, so we need 3. And then we need this one. I think it is a snake with 3 heads.
My parents were thrilled to hear that.
Oh. This should be the solution if I'm right.
I doubt there's ever been a headmaster of
Forest rivet gloves. And then collection updated. And I couldn't read it fast enough, but we'll see that later.
I tried to hide a
Oh, another side quest.
I shall get in trouble for this.
Is everything alright?
Oh, hello. Thank you for asking. I'm Cressida, by the way, and I'm afraid everything's not alright. I may be in a spot of trouble with the librarian. You see, I'm fond of creating my own charms. Thought I'd perfected my light as a feather charm to use on my library books. My arms get so tired carrying them around all day. But I must have confused the Latin word for feather with bird in my incantation, because when I opened my bag just now in the library, they literally took flight.
That's amazing.
That sounds brilliant, actually.
Thank you. Somehow I don't think the librarian will see it that way. I collect the books and remove the charm myself, except this isn't the first time one of my charms has threatened the peace of the library. Our meet told Madame Scribner they were my books flying around, so she said that if I caused her any more trouble, she'd write to my parents. Perhaps you could get them for me. There are only 5. She won't be suspicious of a new student looking around.
Why did I tell you?
Why did our meet tell Madame Scribner that they were your books?
Oh, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he meant any harm. I think he was impressed, bragging on my behalf. Amit spends a lot of time gazing at the stars, but he knows a good charm when he sees one.
If I have time.
I suppose I could help if I have the time.
Oh, I'd very much appreciate it. One of the books is my diary. I'd rather it not fall into the wrong hands. If you could collect them and bring them to me, I can remove the charm.
They are all in the library, aren't they? If it is a quick side quest, I will try to do it.
I'm going to have to use Accio to get to those books. Lumos.
Oh, that's the wrong.
Got it. Only 4 more to go. Revelio.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
This must be Cressida's diary. I'd want this back too if I were her.
Today was a good day. That is until Garrett splashed whatever ridiculous connection he was creating all over my perfectly stood lasering flies. Had to empty my entire cauldron and start all over again. He is such a what? Menace, I think? Think he knows everything there is to know about potions, always disrupting Professor Sharp's class with his experiments. I'm utterly convinced that if he wasn't Professor Weasley, he would have been expelled by now. Our bro smokes again tonight for dinner. I'm becoming more partial to them now, although I'm still prefer meat pie.
Revelio. Revelio.
Here it is. The old librarian, one of the first librarians of Hogwarts, is depicted here. Rumors is that he had no tolerance whatsoever for noisy students and was known for his library use of sciencey terms at the slightest sneeze.
Revelio.
There's another book. Where did it end? Oh.
Revelio.
Where is that last book?
Revelio.
Forest ivy scarf.
Lumos.
There's
That's
the
the
last
last
one.
book. Now to take them back to Cressida.
First let's solve that mirror painting kind of thing. Oh,
Lumos.
there it is. Collect field page.
Hello, Cressida. I collected your books, including your diary.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you. I'll happily take the heavy lot off your hands now.
Here you go.
Here you are.
Well, lesson learned. I certainly won't be practicing any charms in the library again anytime soon. Now, to work out where I went wrong. Perhaps I should start brushing up on my Latin. Thank goodness some people are trustworthy. Certainly wouldn't want anyone but me reading my diary.
Incendio!
Now let's go finally go to Nettie and not get distracted anymore by side quests.
It's a relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait. Revelio.
Other professors too.
Wooden cat. This wooden statue bears the likeness of a pangurdon, fearless swinging mounts hunter, and devoted to the companion.
Revelio.
Perhaps now we can stop all these disgusting.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Do you see any creatures, Benedict? No, they will be red on the map.
It is good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm all right at the moment.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
They want something I found.
They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
Is that the magic you used fighting the trolls in Hogsmeade?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us. Which is why I wanted to speak to you. I realized something that day in Hogsmeade. You displayed such courage fighting that troll, and Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matibili land. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
This could be dangerous.
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well...
All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right. But how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
I beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
This was the main quest. That was a rather short one. I only need to tell to Letty. But now I have to help a stranger as main quest, I think, next. Does this still belong to the same thing? Wait a minute. Yeah, this still belongs to live as a student until Professor Vic returns. Trials of Merlin. This were the things I talked about earlier about getting more gear spots. So let's certainly do this one.
They must have come this way. Think!
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
Students, you can't be serious.
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
I hope you have your...
Now where did he go?
Everyone gets lucky now and then.
Tell Rookwood to find me himself.
Put me right! What's happening? That's mine! I shall kill you for this when I get down from here! Trying to make me an admirer of this talent. Stop that at once! Stupendous! This is a fast way to get yourself stupid! You insane!
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
The collection sections of your field count has been updated with a new enemy type. You may learn valuable insight on enemies, such as their weakness to certain spells.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm not going anywhere with you. You take this stupid Merlin. Stupid. Stupid. Coward.
I hate fighting. You can't hold out forever. You've made a great mistake. Release me! You little brat!
Oh.
No, don't!
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Are you all right?
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
Who is Priya?
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin. Gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff. Brilliant potioneer. Has her own shop in Nocturne Alley. She's a travelling vendor. Hears what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
Research. How interesting.
You're a researcher.
Nora Treadwell at your service. Historian and archaeologist specialising in Merlin's work and life.
I thought Merlin was a myth. We know he wasn't a myth. He was in Slytherin.
I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's court were mere myth.
Mere myth? You're lucky Sir Cadogan didn't hear you. Chatters on endlessly about his connection to Merlin from his portrait at Hogwarts. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
How fascinating.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
Mallowsweet?
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings. I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me thinking, what if...
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honors? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis. I brought a trunk chock full of mallow sweet with me. It's just over there by my tent.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
I have the mallow sweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the mallow sweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens. My word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared!
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory. I am curious about these pyres.
Revelio.
Incendio! Beard!
The flames make the pyre sink.
How beautiful!
It is indeed beautiful.
What a day! I can hardly believe it.
I take it we can call that a success.
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require mallow sweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you. And do be careful out here. Now, I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
We've completed this quest, Trials of Merlin. Today's unsculpted wizards have not mastered shield charms, so they are vulnerable to all sorts of attacks. Among the quicker of Rockwood ancients, these witches will surprise their opponents with back-to-back attacks. Their powerful reductor curse cannot be blocked by shield charms, but interrupt the cast with a shivering charm will spin them to point of losing control and hitting one of their own again. Increase storage for gear. Then this was everything for the quest we started. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And then I hope to see you back into my next video. Maybe until then, bye!